Well, hi, good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here, and it's going to be a great show tonight. The title of the show talks about setting up an Etsy store for your feelings, which is a fun little play on words with something we heard that's a quote from the Bhagavad Gita that talks about how it's okay to have feelings and be with your feelings and own your feelings so long as those feelings don't own you. Now, that's much more easily said than done, especially with some of these more heavy survival type feelings. When we start to get into fear or anger, even, it can be a real challenge to not have those feelings swell up and take over the entirety of thought. Right? It's like having a thorn in the shoe. That it's like that acute pain takes up all of the attention, and it can be a real trick to uh, get back to a baseline, back in the vortex, as Abraham Hicks likes to say, at sometimes. But that's what we're here to talk to you about tonight. And without too much further ado, by the way, I forgot to mention earlier, but you are watching Seeing the Unseen. And thanks again for tuning in. My name's Kenan Laprath, and without any further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our host, Christopher Laprath. Thanks so much again.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome. We start the show, every show, with lighting the incense. And everybody, welcome Mary. Mary is Abby and Marilyn's daughter. She's getting married tomorrow. So, sending you great blessings, lighting you some great incense, Mary. Sending you lots of great energy, great, wonderful blessings for this special day tomorrow and for a special lifetime. I think that's starting a new journey is always just really exciting. So take a deep breath in, and just breathe out and welcome this new life. And I will address that to everyone. When these feelings well up, we wanted to kind of put a humorous slant on it. I know, Abby, you have your Etsy store, but some of these feelings are really not wanted. And if you get these feelings and you're overwhelmed by them, then you have to metaphorically open an Etsy store and get rid of them. Okay? Because many people actually get addicted to those feelings, much like a hoarder gets addicted to material things, and then they can barely move through their house by other than just a narrow path to the most important areas of the house, but everything else is just filled up. So this is about letting go. That's one of the things I know with all of you that have been on the show for a long time. It's one of the specialties of letting go what no longer serves you to your best and highest, and who you are truly emerges. So we pull a group card for the group, and it's a main message. And the first card that pulled up for everyone is called the Temple of Truth. This is the throat chakra, this whole area in here. And so you sometimes when you get a lump in your throat, like tomorrow during the wedding, I'm sure, Mary, there'll be kind of like this lump in people's throats where it's really hard for people to express themselves, or there's like even kind of a lump in the heart. But I'll just allow it to come up, that it's okay to cry, because there's a happy cry, right? But also there's sometimes a lump in the throat, and to let go of these feelings that are no longer serving you to your best and highest. So, do you allow, or are you willing to allow right now what is buried deep inside you to emerge? easily, comfortably, and appropriately. So that's what I wanted to bless you all with tonight, is to allow what is buried deep inside to emerge easily, comfortably, and appropriately. Just to simply let go. Because it's the feeling of play. We're here, so much of life on earth is to play. You know, when children are immersed in play, nothing can distract them. They're not worried about what they're going to have for dinner or what they're going to be doing the next day. They are in the play. So if you're working, make it play. If you have to clean house, make it a contest. I'm going to vacuum the entire room in 10 minutes. Make it a contest. Make it fun. Make it a game. Whatever it is that you're doing. This show I love doing because it heightens your awareness, your senses. I can't see you, but I can see you. And I know wherever you are in your living rooms, your kitchens, or your phones, wherever you're watching this show, and if you've been on the show for a while, you can actually feel Abby and Marilyn in Virginia, and they're there for the wedding, and you know, Laurel in Texas, and Lana in Idaho, and John in Wyoming. Wherever you're at, this is a connection. And that's what this is about. Picture for a moment when these feelings begin to overwhelm. This card is so beautiful because it is an open space. The gate is wide open. The air is flowing, the breeze is flowing, the expression is flowing. Express yourself easily and comfortably and kindly. Because it's about learning to be kind with yourself and not allowing things to build up. It's okay for you to stop being a hoarder of your feelings. Okay? But it's not just about our communication, it's about our truth and allowing our truth, who we are, what we came here to do, to emerge fully and do that with full self-expression. So thank you. Thank you for being here. I wanted to thank our sponsors too, which is the Fleece Agency and Brick Road Coffee. So thank you very much. And I think Doreen's on first.
Actually, it's Lindsay, Austin, John, and then Doreen.
Lindsay, Austin,
John, and then Doreen.
Okay, Lindsay, Austin, John, and then Doreen. Okay, thanks, Lindsay. I loved what you posted on Facebook today about your treadmill. I thought that was really great. Loved it. So I think I've told this story before, Lindsay. When I lived in China, everything is, the spiders are huge, the insects are huge, they have really crazy animals. Anyway, went to bed one night, shut the light off, and I heard this mosquito. You know. Got up and turned the light on to kill the mosquito. Couldn't find it. Shut the light off. Jumped up, turned the light on. Couldn't find the mosquito. Now this happened 3 or 4 times. Finally, I get up, I turn the light on, and I'd had it. I was like, I'm done. Couldn't find it. Shut the light off. No mosquito. And then I felt this kind of a heavy thump on my chest. And something had dropped on me from the ceiling. Now, my imagination went crazy because you've never seen spiders the size that they are in the Republic of China. And I thought, oh my God, I've got to kill this thing before it gets to my face and sucks my brains out or something, or bites me or something. I was horrified. And so, with all my might, I just whacked my chest as hard as I could, and things just splattered everywhere. I was horrified. I jumped up. I was going to run to the bathroom. I had to turn the light on, and my hand was all covered in green. And I thought, well, this is really weird. What is this? And I look up on the ceiling, and there's this giant 2-foot lizard that had just gone to the bathroom on me. So, Lindsay, the reason I tell you that story, this is the futility card. These are the mosquitoes. And what had happened is that lizard had eaten that mosquito. That's why I never heard it anymore. And I guess that it had a lot of mosquitoes recently because it let go on me. But my point of this story is, are you willing to let go of taking on other people's stuff? That's their stuff. You can listen to them, but be free of, I would highly suggest being free of taking it on as yours. Otherwise, they just become like a mosquito. It just, that's the whole point of it. And you don't have to be nice. You can be kind, but you absolutely can set your boundaries from other people's futile endeavors or futile endeavors to hook you in or to poke you. Okay? So, return to sender. Any of those energies, return to sender. Okay, who's next?
Austin.
Okay, Austin. So we talked about the truth card, Austin. And speaking your truth but it being free of having a charge behind it or an energy behind it that because who you are is a very strong person, and sometimes we don't see our own strengths. I'm like a quadruple Scorpio, right, Kenan? I'm like, Scorpio is very, very intense, and I seem to come across as really intense to some people, but I don't view myself as intense. It's not backing down, but it's looking at certain positions that you may have been on or are on that you can take a second look at. You know, Kenan had one of his good friends who's a trainer and trained him for a year or two lifting weights. And then he finds out after a couple of years that he'd actually been lifting wrong because he didn't go to an actual professional weightlifter or trainer. It was just one of his friends. And so it was actually hurting him, but he didn't even realize it. So anything that does not serve you to your best and highest that have come from your parents. Now, I'm not saying your parents are bad or wrong, not at all. But as parents, we all make mistakes. But anything that you may have taken on about yourself from them, are you willing to let go and being free of that causing any duality or oppression with you? Because you're a good guy. Like you're a good guy. But our truths can get capped because of what we're told or how we're raised. And it just ain't so sometimes. It just isn't true. Okay.
John is next.
Okay, John. So, John, this is the gain card. What I love about this card is it's coming from the coins are coming from different directions. So it's not just necessarily one opportunity or one job. It's coming from other opportunities that are coming your way, other than just what you're doing right now. So be open to that. The people you're going to meet, the people you're going to be around, the people that enjoy being around you, those are the people we want to seek out. And I'm not talking to just John, right? Be with the people that love you, that love being around you. And this is gain coming to you from different directions. Universe, show me now what I do. Universe, show me now how to do what I do on a larger scale. Show me how I can help more people with who I am, what I know, what I do. Okay. Who's next?
Doreen's next. Yeah.
Hey, Doreen, it's nice to have you back. I know you've been really, really busy in Vegas there. I love this card. This is called the Devil card, and people go, oh, it's bad. No, it's the play card. It is absolutely the play card. So the play card is about what we talked about at the beginning of the show. Does what you're doing feel like play? And if it doesn't, how can you make it feel more like play? And you're very endearing. Like, it's important for you to know how endearing you are. And this is about Lindsay. Yeah, not let it feel heavy, exactly. And Lindsay, yes, it is a very interesting design. And yes, yes. Anyway, this is about being free of judging yourself and what is bad or what is good. Do what is right for you, Doreen. And expressing that. This show is about expressing our truths and being able to do that safely and easily with other people. Okay. All right, who's next?
Nice. Next is going to be Shelley.
Hey, Shell. Communicorn. Oh, there we go. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. silence. It's knowing what you know without the need to express it. Because there is, my point of saying this is that learning to bring up what is inside you easily, comfortably, and appropriately. There are some things you really can't say things. There are some people you can't say things to. And so this is about keeping your silence. Or walking away. They're not going to get it anyway. They're simply not going to get it. And are you willing to let go of frustration about people not getting it? Or people not understanding your point of view? Because many times you're a high schooler trying to explain to first graders something. And it's not that the first graders are wrong or bad. They don't have the bandwidth in the brain yet to understand or get what you're saying. So sometimes you just got to be silent. You just got to. Because many times it's a waste of spiritual energy to go after something or someone to try to make your point. So, here we go.
Very good. Next, it's Abby, Marilyn, and Mary.
Abby, Marilyn, and Mary.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, since Mary's the bride, we'll do Mary. We'll read a card for Mary first. Mary, I love this. Of course, it's the Fool card. If you've never been on the show before, the Fool card is a great card. It's the first card of the major arcana of all of the tarot cards. It's a new beginning, okay? And sometimes it feels like you're stepping out over this chasm like this gentleman is. He's just taking this leap of faith and just knowing that it's all going to work out and it's magical. And the bridges will always appear for you. They will always appear for you. Even though the river is raging, the canyon is deep, there will be a bridge. There will be a way through for you. Because, hey, you come from good stock, okay? I'm giving you a shout out to your mom, of course. But this is where be free. You might want to listen to that Elvis song. Return to sender, address unknown. No such address. Just when people say things to you, and at a wedding, if there's liquor, they can, even if there's not liquor, and it's not just at a wedding. It's when people say things inappropriately, return to sender. Just return to sender. That is, they're talking through their filter. Okay? It has nothing to do with you. And my mom always used to say that every word out of your mouth is a prayer. And if they're saying something that is inappropriate or is kind of a off color or inappropriate or a curse or like a worry, just return to sender. Picture those words coming out of their mouth going right back into them. Okay? Because it has nothing to do with you. Okay. Abby and Marilyn, right? Well, it's no surprise here. Thank you, Abby, for being here, because this is the fortune card. This is wealth coming our way, coming your way. But it's wealth not just in money. It's wealth in love and wonderment. And I mean, this life is like the most vast amusement park, and there is a part of that park that is horrible things. There is part of that park that is pure excitement. There's part of that park that is pure childhood and wonderment and ecstatic, and then there's part of the park that is just learning, and it's all being mixed together for you, just like spokes on the wheel, right? If there was a park that was designed like this, embodying the wonder of life. Oh, and at the wedding tomorrow, you're going to have attendees that you did not send out invitations to, but they're going to be there anyway. These are from the spirit realm. These are loved ones. These are ancestors that you haven't even met. And so, Abby, when you're there, notice them. Notice them and how they come through. And then, my dear Marilyn, you got the Magus. Can you share something with me with the Magus, whatever comes to you? Because I know that there's something you're really familiar with the Magus. I'm talking to my son, Kenan. But the magician is... so think of a magician like... Oh, you think of Merlin from King Arthur's court, or any wizard, Gandalf, and he has these words. And these words are certain spells, okay, that make things come true. What this is asking you to do, Marilyn, is combine spells, combine wording, to bring two people together. I know you've done marriages before, and we're talking about Mary and the wedding tomorrow. But the right words are always given to you to say the correct things. But I'm getting like there's something or someone in your life that is having like a division with someone else, and it's saying the right things. It's like combining, you pull the correct words out of the atmosphere, the ethereal matter, and you pull these words and you put them together to create this oneness again with these two people or with a group of people. Okay, great. Who's next?
Next, you got Ed and Marilyn both. Laurel's next.
Laurel, how did it go today? She had a tryout, I believe, for the national anthem. Okay, so number one, peace. Peace out, girl. This is... You did your best. Have peace with that. Who you are, have peace with that. What you do, where you're at in life, have peace with that. Sorry. Hold on, I got to turn my phone off. I apologize. So this is having peace, Laurel. The other thing is, it would be really good if you could go sailing in the next few weeks, months. Okay? It was a great audition. Nice. I love it. You know what? You just had fun with it. And just even to have the opportunity to do that, how many people get that opportunity? Look at your blessings. Everyone, look at your blessings. We are here to play. We are playing. Play. It's all about play. Okay? Mary, you know, not everything has to be exactly perfect at the wedding. In fact, sometimes if it isn't, it makes the greatest memories. So this is about making the wedding memorable by playing. Okay? Laurel, this is about you playing, going, and not sure, Laurel, how you feel about sailors, but I'd kind of hang out at the docks. Oh, that's great. Okay. And then,
Next is Richard and Leah.
hey, Richard. Hey, Aaliyah. So, Richard, call a moving van to help these guys move you out of your head. Keep out of your head. Lay down the swords. This is making a truce with yourself. Peace with yourself. So it's no accident that Laurel had the peace card before this. You have got the lay down the swords. Swords are thoughts. Watch your words. Your grandmother is coming through big time, and she wants you to talk right. She wants you to use your words like a prayer. And if it's not positive, if it's not beneficial, if it's not growing, if it's not give me this day my daily bread, give it to me. If it's not in that manner, then keep your mouth shut and watch your thoughts. I mean, this is kind of your grandmother's attitude coming through. And call on her for help right now. Okay? And are any of us focusing on what's not working out, or are we focusing on what is working out? Build on what is working out. Okay. Aaliyah, I want to come see your play. This is the Emperor. Aaliyah, this is getting what it is that you truly want, and it's getting what you want without even actually knowing what it is you want, but that coming to you. I didn't know that I wanted to own my own house. I was fine with renting. But when the opportunity came up, I jumped on it. So say yes to something, and then how it works out, it'll work out. But don't get hooked on the process of how it works out. You know, it's like in that senior play that you're going to be in. I think I'm going to her play. I think it's in April sometime. And it's Into the Woods. So it's one of my favorite plays. Right, Leah? Anyway, the part that you went after you didn't get, but you got another part which you love just as much, right? And it was beyond your imagination. It was beyond what you thought would work out, but you still love it. So, what if the universe has something in store for you that you don't even know about, that's even better than what you could imagine? That's what this card is about. Okay. Okay, Geo and Kat. Love is not love which alters when alteration finds, or bends with a remover to remove. Love is an ever-fixed mark, which looks on tempests and is never shaken. These are the feelings that come up. Feelings emerge and leave, and they grow and they change. So the way you're feeling now probably is going to change, but this is absolutely number one, loving yourself. This is you putting on the oxygen mask first, loving yourself, and then you have this love. And are you willing to let go of defining what love is, or how love has to be, or how love has to act? These are all great questions for everyone that's watching this show tonight. Are we willing to let go of what love should be? You know, I would probably love that person more if they could load the dishwasher right. I would really love that person more if they could brush their teeth more often. It's letting go of, oh, you're a dentist. I don't know why I thought that. But thank you. But this is about opening yourself up to more love. Okay, Kat. What is the moon in right now, Kenan?
I don't know, but it's a new moon.
Okay, so Kat, this is the new moon. And Kenan's going to talk to me about the new moon here, and I'm just going to repeat it. So tell me what the new moon is.
The new moon is a time where the emotions are overshadowed by the logical mind.
So the new moon is where emotions can get overshadowed by the logical mind. Thank you, Kenan. That came directly from him. Because I'm not really an astrologer, but there's something really strong here with the moon for you. And again, this is a perfect show because we started talking about these emotions and being able to speak your truth freely. Now, a great book that's about 30 or 40 years old is Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And the principles in there are really true. So men tend to want to solve problems for women. Women just want to be able to hear themselves talk so they can hear what they're saying. They have the ability to know what to do. If they just have the allowance to hear things or speak things. So this is speaking your truth, Kat. But there's more. Okay, who's next?
Very good. Next is Death Crusher.
Hey, Dan, Death Crusher. Nice to have you here again. Are you willing on all levels, Dan, to be free of creating strife? This is one of those stories where the little girl asked the mom, "Why are you cutting off the end of the roast?" Remember that story? And the mother calls the grandmother and says, "Well, I'm cutting off the end of the roast because you cut off the end of the roast. And the grandmother says, I don't know why I cut off the end of the roast. So I call great grandma. Great grandma says, I cut off the end of the roast because the pan was too small that she had to cook a roast in. This is familiar, Dan, this is family stuff. So are you willing to cut off the lineage of strife that has been carried through your family because they thought that they had to carry it? It's like the it's like a religious thing where, the more I suffer, the closer to God I am. The poorer I am, God loves the poor. No, it gets misconstrued. It was misconstrued with your family. It's not that your family's wrong or bad. It's just that they were taught that 2 + 2 is 3, not 4. There was something missing, but it's from at least 5 or 6 generations back. Okay? Are you willing to let go of carrying that any longer? All right, who's next?
Thanks. French Willie's next.
Hey, French Willie. And Marilyn's on tonight.
Yep.
The other Marilyn.
Right.
Hey, Marilyn, thank you so much for your donation today. I really appreciate it. All right, French Willie. This is passion. This is the lust card. It's about, it's okay for you to get what you want and how you want it. This is the passion card. In the next few days and weeks, French Willie, you're going to be breaking free. Again, a lot of these, a little bit about Death Crusher's thing, but breaking free of these constraints, and any constraint that's ever held you back. So your expression, you're going to be able to express yourself more about what is your needs, what are your needs, and that it's okay without the other person becoming offended. Okay?
Very good. Next is Joey and Lisa stay.
Hey, Joey. Hey, Lisa. Nice to have you here. So, Joy, get some sage and go through the house, and in no uncertain terms, if you had someone in your house that was an unwanted guest, you may even have to call the police to get him out. When you sage it, in no uncertain terms, you say, get out, you have no power here, this is not where you belong, what are you still doing here, you have not progressed, now go progress, leave. You've got this grandfather energy around you. But it's a little bit like Dan, Death Crusher, in the past couple of cards, where you've got the spirit of this it's a little bit about family, but it goes back to like your grandfather. And also clearing Lisa's line. So if Lisa's there with you, we talked about this a little bit before about her family line is too. It's really interesting that the last three cards have had to do with this, but there was some meanness there with this grandfather. And are you willing to dismiss that and do so now with that incense and that sage? Okay, because I can feel it, and even doing it now, just getting rid of it right now. And then let's see what's coming up for Lisa. So Lisa, if you've ever gotten really inebriated, I'm not saying you did, but I'm using this as a metaphor illustration. If you've ever gotten really inebriated and you try to suppress the throwing up, it actually makes it worse because that poison has to come out. So it's okay. And then when you do throw up, you feel a lot better. Allow things to come up that no longer serve you to your best and highest. And it's take a day, take a week, shut off your phone if you need to. Be free of taking care of other people first. Just for a day. Let's start just with a day. And let's take care of Lisa. Let's go take care of Lisa because it's like people that don't go to the doctor, don't go to the doctor, don't go to the doctor. And there's something seriously wrong. But if they'd gone to the doctor in the very beginning when they started to have the pain or the problem, it wouldn't have been such a big problem. I'm not saying that about this. I'm just using that as an illustration where they used to call me the Crisco Kid because if you've read my book, I had a really rough childhood. And so to survive, I was on constant fight or flight. And so I would be in the middle of a conversation and then boom, be gone in the middle of a sentence. And they go, where did Chris go? So this is where you kind of done that by being a caretaker for others and really look at this is like a purification and healing the heart. And it's healing the heart for generations. So when you heal your heart, when you heal you heal generations forward. Okay.
Next is the new Maryland.
Hey, New Maryland. Thank you for being here. In Oliver Twist, Oliver's in an orphanage. And that one scene where he ate his porridge and he comes up and he goes, "Please, sir, may I have some more?" This is you, Marilyn. Ask the universe for more. Ask the universe for more. This is the abundance coming in. You have these grapes. I'm talking about wine country now. For some reason, I don't know why wine country is talking to me, but your guides are telling me about this wine country where people grow these grapes and they're vintage grapes, and I really don't much about wine, but it's not about the grapes, it's about the wine and what you've been through. This is the what's happening here is the convergence of what your experience has been, what your education has been, what it is you love to do, all coming together at the intersection and creating this abundance. It's like this fine, fine wine. And it's unique. Like your life has not been like anyone else's. Your education, what you've learned, and what you're passionate about, bring them together. Bring them together. And that's what's happening here. This is the abundance card. This is an overflowing. And when you're crying, it's okay to cry. You're letting go of what no longer serves you to your best and highest. It's a release. It is absolutely a release. The body releases literal toxins through the tears. But it's needing to happen in order to create even this more abundance. So it's letting go first, and then it allows the abundance and more room for abundance to come in. Okay. Who's next?
Next, it's Michaela on Facebook.
Michaela. This is the swiftness card. So it's the rainbow card. You'll get through a storm and then the rainbow. Storms have to happen to clean the energy. So we talked about you moving. Be swift about it. It's going to work out. There's a little resistance to that. There's a little electricity going on around it. But it's okay for you to get what you want. It's okay for you to stand up for what you want. But the rainbow, within the next, 6 to 8 months, everything's going to be really beautiful. Might be a little rough, like a storm, but you'll get through it.
Last is Karen Hill.
Hey, Karen. Nice to have you here again. Karen, my dear. Universe, show me now what I'm not seeing. It's safe for me to fully see now. In the next few days, you're going to be going through like a spiritual checklist. Like when you're going on a trip and you go, okay, what am I missing here? And you literally go through a checklist. Maybe it's a literal list that you made. There's going to be an awareness come to go, oh, okay, I got the piece. I got the piece that I need. You're an artist, right? And sometimes you're struggling with this art piece and you're like, what is going to work here? And you always find it, Karen. You always do. You always find the right piece. Your artwork is like off the charts. It's going to get better and more. But universe, show me now any pieces that I'm missing. Any pieces I'm not seeing. This is going to come together for you. It always does. Okay. Have we got everybody?
That's everybody, I believe. Nicely done.
So, guys, I love you. Thank you for being here. Now, Sunday night, I might be a little bit later. I might be 15, 20 minutes late. I'm going to a seminar on the south of town, which is like 45 minutes away. And the seminar ends at 5, but we'll be here. a little after 6 Pacific Standard Time. We will be here. You'll get the notice. You'll get the pop-up. But love you all. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.